From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a big afternoon of Afternoons LA with incredible great news today about your fourth stimulus check of 2021. I have the big update about your fourth stimulus check and what the president said minutes ago. It's incredible great news. The fourth stimulus check is that monthly stimulus check that lands in your bank account starting in the month of July. I have the latest news and update about the fourth stimulus check, how you get it and who gets it, especially if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security and Railroad benefits, and why today delivered more exciting great news for the two-step, two-month process. I have all that and more. Meantime, more money is coming back to you starting today. I have all the incredible news about this money coming to you starting today. Fourth stimulus coming in July, and the fifth stimulus coming in September. It's starting right now, and it's starting on Afternoons LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Afternoons LALATE, and what an exciting day of great news about your fourth stimulus check of 2021. I have the big update about the fourth stimulus check, the monthly stimulus checks in this recording. But first, make sure you subscribe. This is LALATE, the 24-hour-a-day, 7 days a week financial news channel, the only one of its kind. From Wall Street to Main Street, from crypto to stimulus, I got it all covered for you. So make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video, and if you've not become a member, the link's at the top of the chat and the pinned comment. Let's get right to the breaking news. The President of the United States just addressed the American people and said that fourth stimulus needs to get done. This is now the fourth press conference the president has had since just Friday. The reason he's having all these press conferences is because of Friday's jobs number. It was bad. And the great news is that the man with the mission, the man with the megaphone, has been telling his Democratic leadership, get it done. Let's go over the incredible great news about the fourth stimulus. But first, let's go over what is the fourth stimulus, how much money you're getting, and where you're getting it, and how it starts. The fourth stimulus package is a package that has two paths, both House and Senate. Let's compare and contrast. If you're in the live chat, get in there and say which one you like. First, let's compare them. The House members would provide a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. The senators would provide a stimulus check for a shorter duration, July to the end of this year. So, for example, let's say there's 4 months left of the pandemic. The House members would give you 4 months of stimulus checks plus 1 year, 16 months of stimulus checks. The House Senate members would only give you 6 months of checks. But don't pass judgment just yet, because let's look at the monthly stimulus checks amount. The House members would provide a stimulus check of $1,000 after the first month, but the senators reportedly would give a lot more money over a shorter duration. Let's look at it. Here you go. Wow. So the senators were on the street, give $2,000 a month over 6 months, which is $12,000, or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. That's per month. And look at that money. Now let's compare and contrast again. So the House members, if we're talking about 16 months, that would be $17,000 over 16 months, but it would take 16 months to receive it. If we jump back to the senators, if we look at one of the word on the street proposals possibly of $12,000, that would be $12,000, but it would be only over 6 months. So if you're in the live chat watching right now, which one do you prefer, Senate or House? House people that like the House proposal like the cumulative larger amount. The Senate supporters like the shorter payment scale, but the fact that it's faster money coming in the bank account. In 6 months, $12,000. Who gets it? Where do you get it? And how you get it? Let me go over all the great details. You get it. If you got the third stimulus check, you're getting this one. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, veterans benefits, you would get it. You would get the same amount as everyone else. Adult dependents, minor dependents, children, everyone else would get the same stimulus check amount. Married couple, less than $150,000, you get that amount you just saw on the screen. Double it. Single individual, $75,000 or less, you get it. Household size, 4 or less. So 4 people in the household, quadruple the amount. And there you go. When would you get these multiple stimulus checks? How would you get them? And where would they land? Let's go over all those details. Remember, I'm a reporter. I'm not a legislator. This is what they're representing, and I'm reporting the news to you. So they represent that the stimulus checks would go for a vote in the fourth stimulus package in the month of July. Two-bill, two-month, two-step process with the vote done in July. When would you get the first check? In July for the month of July. Would there be waves of checks? No, they don't have that liberty. These are monthly stimulus checks. A stimulus check would land in July. A stimulus check would land in August. Very easy breezy to understand. And then would it be taken out for child support? We don't know details like that yet. Is it taxable? Nope, it's not income. And there you go. That is the fourth stimulus check update of 2021 going into the president's comments. And so what did he say? The president was asked to address Friday's jobs numbers, which is now the fourth time he has had a press conference about Friday's jobs numbers since Friday. 3 times yesterday, 3 times on Friday, and 1 time today. And his messaging, while he talked about why a number was this way and a number was that way, was categorically incredible. He said the reason why the number came in is you have to pass my fourth stimulus package. Wow, this is incredible great news because the head of the Democratic Party, as the President of the United States, he has the largest megaphone. He is speaking to his fellow Democrats to get it done. And what's important for you to understand is they've already started. The reconciliation process is a 2-month, 2-bill, 2-step process, and they already have the bills in subcommittees. They're already writing the legislation. And so away we go. But the biggest news is not so much what happened with Friday's number, not so much what the president said to the reaction to Friday's number, but what the president said the day before, which was about this. OMG. This is the one that makes you so excited you want to do a pear dance. Why? This was the only thing that caused anyone any concern, including me, which is the corporate tax rate. You don't care what the Republicans are saying, you care what the Democrats are saying. Because with the 2-bill, 2-step, 2-month process, you have to have every Democrat aligned. And when it came to the corporate tax rate, it remained an issue of contention. Current rate, 21. President's proposal, 28. What the moderates are saying, 25. And then the stimulus heavens opened up and the president said, I will do 25. Let's get it done. Wow. Now, this is incredible great news. The President of the United States addressed the American people no less than about an hour and a half ago before the time of this recording, and he said there was a lot of other things at issue with Friday's number. I'm not going to go over it. All I'm going to go over is really what he said to the listeners, the Democrats. Get it done. Incredible great news. The repeating of his message from Friday. More about that fourth stimulus in just a second. But let me cut to the exciting other news, which I've been telling you over the weekend, is that there's a lot of money, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars landing today. That's for you. And guess what? The Treasury Secretary confirmed it. Yes. So starting to land today in cities, states, and counties across the country is no less than $350 billion that was set apart for you under third stimulus. If you've been a viewer of this channel since January, thank you. And during that time, I told you that when third stimulus passed, you're going to get a $1,400 stimulus check, but you're also going to get $5, $10, or more $1,000 that's available for you under the third stimulus package. If you are on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or rail benefits, have no children, this is everyone. And now that money's landing. Let's go over all the details. In a second, I'm going to go over no less than about 7 items that are paying you money this week starting. The first ones are going to be the ones that include everyone that's watching this video, and the later ones are going to be the ones that apply to less people. Get a pen and paper out. If you're watching this live, you can always watch it archived and pull back the video if I'm talking too fast because there's a lot of information in this video. Stay to the end because I have fortunes of money to go over in this video for you. Still coming up throughout the video. All right, let's go to the first group. The first group is the money for the rent, the utilities, the homeowners assistance, and also the great money for the renters. I had told you that in January, this was a lot of money. It's 4 to 6 months of rent, for example, $5,000. It's incredible, great news. Where do you get it? 6 possible places. City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. You reach out to them and say, I want rent assistance because of COVID. This is third stimulus. This is Biden's stimulus. This is the Economic Injury, the Economic Recovery Act. That is the money landing this week and landing today. And earlier today, the president's Treasury Secretary spoke to Americans and said that this money is going out. The Undersecretary to Janet Yellen said, finally, this money is going out, confirming the reporting this channel. Second is the money for SNAP. It's incredible. SNAP is money for food. It is a lot of money. A family of 4 in Hawaii is now seeing $16,000 over 1 year. How do you get it? Reach out to Department of Agriculture. That's DOA by calling 211. So far, we're only 10 minutes in this video, and I got $5,000 for you for rent and utilities, also the same amount for mortgage assistance. You reach out to the same places as well. And also, I've gone over the money for SNAP, and I got a lot more money coming. But you're going to hear today, tomorrow, and throughout the rest of this week, until we get to that deadline, what I call tough love on this channel. There are some subjects where I'm going to say, you have to do this. And I'm going to give you tough love to say, you have to do it. Why? There's a deadline right now. You don't do it right now, you will not get the money. There is no excuse not to do it because this is the biggest payout you're ever going to see. And some of these items in this video, I will say when we're heading to a tough love situation. First tough love is right now, which is rent and utilities. Let's go over why this is tough love. Fourth stimulus, which is the stimulus package we went over at the top of this recording, those stimulus checks, there is no talk and there's no likelihood at the moment that fourth stimulus will continue anything for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, eviction moratorium, or mortgage forbearance. They are slated to go away. So if you're watching this video and you need help with rent, or you think you may need help with rent in a few weeks from now, you need to get this right now as a purple hawk. That's pouncing. Hawk, hawk, get the money before anyone else, because guess what? It's first come, first serve, and it's not coming back. Tough love. All right, the second item that's going live this week is incredible great news because why? You don't have to do anything to get it. It's automatic. Where is it coming from? Your state. Let's go over this incredible money that's coming from your state. What and how much? It's thousands of dollars. If you were on unemployment at any time and the state sent you money and it was an excess payment, no fault of your own, it was their computer glitch, and then asked you to return that money, then you did, this is you. Thousands of dollars could be coming back to you. What's at issue? The Department of Labor, Federal Department of Labor, has instructed the states, ordered them to return that money back to you, saying it was not your fault to have received that money and you should not have been asked to return the money back to the states. So states will be returning thousands of dollars back to you starting this week that you returned back to them due to their computer glitch. Incredible great news. Nothing for you to do. All right, now we go into the third group of people that is getting money, and it's starting today and it's going through the end of this week. The first group are single tax filers. The second group are married couples or anyone that's a joint filer. You're at the second to last week or the last week of May. What is coming back? This is automatic. Nothing you have to do. This is money back from the federal government, specifically IRS. How are you going to get the money? If you filed a tax return in 2020 and had an address on that tax return, but no direct deposit account, it's coming in the mail as a paper check in a white or beige envelope with a beige check inside. If you did list a direct deposit account, it's coming onto your direct deposit account. How much money are you getting? Potentially thousands of dollars. And thank you for the very nice comments I've gotten from people by emails and DMs who have actually gotten this money. So let me go over what you're getting back. You are getting back from IRS the amount that you paid on a 2020 tax return individually for taxes on your 2020 unemployment. People who file joint tax returns are getting it at the end of the month. Here's the example. Let's say you first of all had to have filed the 2020 return and pay taxes on unemployment. Here's an example. Let's say your total tax bill was $5,000, of which $4,000 was taxes on your unemployment you paid to the federal government. The IRS is returning $4,000 to you this week. Incredible, great news. Nothing you have to do. Absolutely wonderful. All right, here's some tough love. Get ready. I got tough love for you. So if you received unemployment benefits in 2020, took out for federal taxes, took out for federal taxes, and have not filed your 2020 return, you must file your 2020 return in the next few days to request back for the federal government on your IRS return that amount that you took out for taxes on your unemployment benefits. Tough love, because if you don't do it, you're not getting the money back. It is the money you took out when receiving your unemployment. Here's an example. Each week, let's say, for example, you took out $100 for federal taxes from your unemployment assistance. Now you are owed 10 weeks of $1,000. Boy, 10 weeks of $100. Boy, you got to get that 2020 IRS tax return in the next few days, requesting back from the federal government that amount of money you took out for federal taxes. It's a lot of money for some of you. You must file that 2020 IRS tax return to get that money back from IRS. If you don't get it. Tough love. All right, now let's go to the other big money that's landing this week. And it's really exciting. It's not particularly landing this week, but the deadline to get it is landing this week. So here is no less than 1, 2, 3 items of tough love. And before I start it, let me tell you why this is major tough love. It's important for you to understand that if you never file tax returns because you're not required to, because you don't make enough money, you're not federally required to file tax returns. In this situation, when you hear me say you have to file a tax return, you will have to file a tax return to get money back. What's happening here is that in the case of people entitled to certain types of stimulus items, if you do not file a tax return, you categorically will never receive this money. This is major tough love. So I understand you're not required to file a tax return, but if you don't want the money, don't file a tax return. That's a situation? No, you want the money. You must file the tax return. That is what IRS has given the instruction to you. So let's go over all 3 situations. They're about the children. If you have a child 17 and newborn, this is the situation. Number 1, you never file a tax return. You never indicate to IRS the child exists. You need to file a tax return. There is no way around it. If you don't file the tax return and it's due in the next few days, you're not getting paid for that child in the month of July, $3,600 or $3,000 prorated over 12 months. You won't get paid. And if you don't file the tax return in the next few days, you're not going to get paid in July. Tough love. Do not wait. You cannot fix this in June or July. You simply will not get paid. All right, next group. People who do file tax returns but haven't listed that child. Maybe the child was someone on someone else's tax return. Maybe the child was newly born. And I have to include in this a series of comments I've gotten from viewers that said the child has changed or the tax status has changed. This is you. You got to get that tax return on file, folks, right away. You have to tell IRS, that is my child. It is with me. It is on my, he or she is on my tax return. I'm getting the payment. Send me the payment. You got to get that on file. ASAP. It's due in a few days. If you don't, you're not getting paid in July. There is no fixing in July. There is no calling anyone out the phone. And here's what I also want to make very clear to you. I'll say in 1 second. The final group is the individuals who had income in 2019 that was too rich. You did it really well financially 2019, and you did list that child. Now you're not eligible to receive the child's money off of the 2019 return. But here's the catch. The 2020 return. During the pandemic, you took a dive. You didn't do well financially in the 2020, and you are eligible for the money. You need to file that 2020 return. Why? Because IRS is looking at the most recent return on file, the 2019, when you did bonzo money. You didn't great money that year, and they're saying you're not eligible. But on 2020, had they seen that return and seen you were eligible in 2020, they would send the money. That's why you got to get that money out. Now, why is this very, very tough love? Because ultimately, in every single video and every comment, I always have one person say, but I called up IRS on the phone, but I tweeted them, but I want to use there is no excuse to this. I don't want to hear any excuse. I'm giving you a lot of tough love because I love you to death. Do not tweet, do not call, do not call your senator, do not write a napkin. You need to do the tax return. You need to do the tax return. There is no way around it, and the deadline is right now. You don't do it, you're not going to get the money. End of subject. Finally, the last one, the most obvious one. If you're missing a first stimulus check, if you're missing a second stimulus check, if you're missing a third stimulus check, or any member of the household missing a stimulus check, your daughter, sister, brother, you got to get that 2020 tax return on file now. What I recommend is that if you're listening and you say, oh, I have a lot of money that's due to me in this video. He's covered like 3 things I'm due money. Take the video, replay it, get a pen and paper, and make notes of the things you need to tell your tax preparer. I need to get money back from my federal unemployment that I took out. I need to get my stimulus check from my grandma. She never got hers. I need to list my child. I need to fix this thing. You need to make all those lists, bring them to the tax preparer, and say, this is what you need to fix. Guess what? I had one viewer who did exactly that, sent me a beautiful email and said, I followed your advice. I got thousands of dollars back because you said, make sure IRS knows all these things. I absolutely told the tax preparer, I need to cover all these things. And there you go. Coming up in the second half of this recording, I'm going over the big money still under the fourth stimulus and what happened this morning. You're going to be really surprised. And then we cut to fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus is categorically incredible for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of money in fifth stimulus. It's going to change people's lives forever. I'm very excited for you. But first, if you need help getting rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, you've reached out to your city, state, and county, and you can't find it, then reach out to the community page. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And you see on the fourth stimulus how much money there is. But who gets it? You do. If you made less than $75,000, you get these monthly fourth stimulus checks of 2021. If your household is four or less, you get it. And if you're on SSI or SSDI, you get it. Fourth stimulus is the single biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. And the push and finality is upon us. They started the reconciliation process. We have the House plan with $1,000 per month, but the Senate plan provides a lot more money. Which one do you like? House or Senate? Jump into the live chat. I'd love to see your comments right now. And guess what? I'm in the live chat as well, so say hi. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. This is LALATE, the only 24-hour a day, 7 days a week financial news channel. The only one across the board with incredible, comprehensive, accurate reporting. So make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Throughout the rest of the day, I have more programming. 2 hours from now is Evenings LA. There's more programming tonight on cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum making major moves today, and what's going on with Dogecoin. You're not going to want to miss a single minute of this, and I'm in those live chats as well. Let's get back to fourth stimulus. Fourth stimulus got incredible pushes and moves today as the Chicago Federal Reserve Chairman Charles Evans said that inflationary rates need to go higher. He basically said we're not recovering yet. So this is more reason to get fourth stimulus out the door. He said, I think it's going to take some time for us to actually see the data, assess it, meaning the data is not still particularly good. I can't give you a time frame. To average 2%, you got to be over 2% over some period of time. So inflationary rates of 2.5% don't bother me as long as it's consistently over 2% at the moment. This is also incredible great news for fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus comes this September. And what is it? It follows the same path as fourth stimulus. 2 bill, 2 month, 2-step process. And the incredible SSI and SSI reform is the add-on like the stimulus checks. Let's look at all those details right now. Those 2-step, 2 bill, 2-step process starts with the actual reform. The reform includes increasing your benefits limits, removing the asset limits, adding an inflationary benchmark, then removing the income penalty, and then removing the marriage penalty. It's important to understand that this is the incredible, great news that you need across the board. All right, let me go over to the incredible details starting right now and explain to you what's at issue. It's incredible across the board. First, what's important to understand is that fourth stimulus provides you those add-ons of stimulus checks, but fifth stimulus provides you those add-ons of SSI and SSDI reform. Let's go over all those details starting right now. First, they're going to raise your benefits up to a big new number. It's an incredible, great number across the board. That big new number will be for you. And who's you? SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, survivor benefits, and more. Then they're going to tie you to inflation. You just heard the Chicago chair of the Federal Reserve saying the inflation rate's going to go up. So 2, 3, 4%, that is how your benefits are going to go up annually. And if inflation goes up, your benefits will go up even more. Then they're going to remove the asset cap. The asset cap dates back to a 1980s law that says you can't keep more than a certain amount of money on hand. It's going to go away. Then they're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. Gone away. This will go. So $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month that you want to make, it will be gone. It's incredible, great news across the board. And finally, the marriage penalty. The marriage penalty you're either suffering from or you know it's coming on the horizon. It's going to go away. So when would fifth stimulus become law? November, approximately. It's a 2-bill, 2 months, 2-step process, starts in September, and you'll likely see these benefits impact your account around November. The President of the United States spoke about this stimulus on Friday. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Today, he spoke more about fourth stimulus, but his messaging across all these items was, get it done. Get it done. So now let's go back to fourth stimulus and what you need to watch today, tomorrow, and the day after. Today, you're going to look at the new corporate earnings coming in from Tyson, Marriott, and Simon Properties. You specifically want to watch Marriott because Marriott Properties will show whether leisure or business travel is back. Then tomorrow, Vizio will be a big issue, but I think Wednesday will be a critical one about restaurants. How are restaurants doing during this pandemic? And then Thursday is perhaps the most critical for the reopening play. Disney, whose business has been very dependent upon Disney Plus. As we look at that streaming action across the board, is Disney going to have robust earnings tomorrow or not? We shall see. Meantime, what's important to understand is that the president is addressing the issue of wages. And wages became a big issue this morning on Twitter, and it certainly became a big issue with Chipotle. Out of nowhere, Chipotle announced today that it was going to offer store managers $100,000 annual salaries. Oh my goodness. And that you can become store manager in no less than 3.5 years. Wow. And that if you want to look for someone to be a store manager, you'll get paid nearly $1,000 to find a store manager as a referral fee. Oh my goodness. On top of that, Chipotle is raising minimum wage to at least $15 an hour, with many people getting $18 an hour. The president delivered a similar live comment like that during today's press briefing, saying that the reason why we are at where we are with the jobs numbers is that job employers need to offer a suitable job, not just lose their unemployment benefits. So let's look at what the president's comments were just minutes ago. The president said that of that incredible money landing in the States, it's important that my expectation is our economy comes back and these companies will provide fair wages and a safe work environment. And if they do, they'll find plenty of workers. Keeping it relatively vague, which is good. And he said the economy is moving in the great direction, in the correct direction. This is in regards to comments about Friday's job numbers. He says, however, more detail and what can be described as a White House fact sheet. Late today, the White House, minutes ago, released a memo. And this is breaking news you're hearing only on Afternoons LALATE. The new memo says that, quote, workers may not turn down a job due to a general, non-specific concern about COVID-19 and continue to receive benefits. This is not new details. Certainly during the pandemic, when you looked at FPUC or PUA, there was a qualification that said you could not receive unemployment benefits for fear of COVID. Here, it's removing the word fear and saying you cannot turn down a job and receive unemployment benefits due to a general, non-specific concern about COVID-19 and continue to receive benefits. Gavin Newsom made big announcements today about more stimulus checks across the board. I'll have more about those tomorrow. But boy, what an exciting, great day across the board. Let's jump back into those numbers for fourth stimulus. When we look at the numbers for fourth stimulus, it's important to understand that it's a lot of money and you are owed the money. The plans are slightly different. The House plans provide you more months of stimulus checks, but the senators provide larger amounts of stimulus checks. Let's compare and contrast again. Which one do you like if you're on the live chat right now? Senate or House? The concept of liking the Senate plan is you get more caught up on your bills faster than the House plan, which would take you longer to get caught up on your bills, but get more money over the long term. Ultimately, it's a lot of money, and I want to ensure that you get all this money across the board. Whether you are on the East Coast, whether you're on the West Coast, whether you're on the Northeast or you're on the Southeast, I want you part of this channel. I want you subscribing. So go to the front of this channel, subscribe. It's been a big day with incredible great news, and I'm loving the love and loving it back to you. There's a lot of tough love, and there's a lot of cuddle love. There's a lot of newsy love. And with that, I don't want you to miss anything across the board. So make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video. I'll be back in 2 hours from now on Evenings LA. You better tune in. There's going to be big news on that show. 2 hours from now is Evenings LA. So stay informed, stay focused. Also consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP. And staying with me tonight for more coverage of crypto development details. Yes, I got another recording on that coming up as well. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.